So this is where I'm starting off tonight, is this stupid flex coupler. Um, the hole isn't drilled straight in it, so as it rotates, it wobbles around, which causes the lead screw to wobble around, which totally wallowed out my plastic lead screw nut. So that's worn out. And B, they used a 5mm to 10mm coupler. 5mm to attach to the motor and 10 on this side, but it's not a metric lead screw. It is a 3/8 inch lead screw. So no wonder I could never get that tightened down and straight in there. I always fought that, and I got it okay and I gave up, but they did not match up the parts correctly. So now I can't get a lead screw in. I don't have any, or a lead screw. I can't get a coupler in until next week, and I don't have any of these. So I'm not going to steal any from work, but I'm going to see what options I can come up with tonight, because I would really like to keep the original lead screw rather than try to come up with something else. So this is an idea that Tom gave me, well, not personally, but I was watching a video where he said you can use flexible tubing as a flexible coupler if you need to, and he had a printer that actually did that. So this is actually a piece of medical, like the little drip tube you see coming off the saline bags in the hospital. Don't ask where I got it, but that just fits onto my 5mm shaft, and with a little bit of shrink tubing on the 3/8 shaft here, this fits pretty tightly here, and it actually moves pretty easily. If I get to my menu here, it moves that just fine. That's almost like rock solid. That lead screw is really solid moving. It's not wobbling. I could actually go with that. I'm pretty happy with that, quite frankly. I think that would I think that would work fine. But I'll look at a few other options. Well, once I started putting weight on the x-axis, that whole thing just kind of squished in on itself and can't support any weight. So that's a failure. So I needed a flex coupler, so I got into Fusion and I designed a flex coupler. And I tried printing a few times and I kept breaking them. They just weren't strong enough. It's kind of a joke. So then it suddenly occurred to me, why do I even need a flex coupler here? Because everything is mounted super tight and I shouldn't even need... come on. I just designed a solid one. I just made a solid coupler. Printed that off, put that on here, and again, everything is solid and lined up, so I don't really need anything to flex. So when I test this, eventually, maybe I have the wrong axis picked. I have the wrong axis picked. There we go. So this spins without wobbling like the other one did. The lead screw is rock solid. I don't have any wobble in that. So I wasted pretty much a day trying to duplicate what was really a poor design in the first place. And I should have just, gone with my instincts on this one. So even though this lead screw there's a lot of slop in it. Just because the plastic nut inside there's the plastic nut, it's just completely worn out and wallowed from this stupid coupler. It's going to be stable enough for me to go ahead and print with it, because you're only moving the axis in one direction when you print, the z-axis. You're not trying to move back and forth, and there's weight on it, so it'll be good enough. I'm going to eventually replace it, but for the purpose of this experiment, I want to try to keep all the original parts. Because I have a bad shaft, I scavenged this linear bearing from, I can't remember where it came from, but so I've got this on here now. So I'm going to end up mounting my extruder somehow to this. I have no idea. It's going to end up being like this. So it's going to be nicely balanced and it's going to move on that z-axis, and that's all I know for now. But I've got that mounted on there, and I think that's it. Yeah, that's it.